I think he was followed by them and he was murdered.
"21 feet deep, right there. There it is. Got it."
Fort Lauderdale police say MacKrell was last seen at a Valero gas station on July 30th. Newly released surveillance video shows him aimlessly walking around inside the station, but no one has seen him since. Cops say gas station cameras also caught him getting into some sort of altercation with a man in another vehicle. It appears that MacKrell threw something at the silver car. As he drives off, it looks like that silver car follows him.
I don't know what else to think. We've been done everything that we can do, but we're not going to give up on it.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Today, we are bringing you into the disappearance of Steven MacKrell, 25 years old and a father to a 1-year-old daughter at the time of his disappearance. We're standing right now at the BP gas station, which was a Valero gas station at the time of his disappearance, where he was last seen. Buying snacks at this gas station, there was a minor confrontation. He then made a right out of here, down Sample Road, and has never been seen or heard from ever again. In a few moments, we're gonna take you into a deep, detailed investigation and introduction with not only the family member, but Alyssa with Guardians for the Missing, who has done a lot of work on this case. Today is the day Adventures with Purpose brings you into the story and disappearance of Steven MacKrell.
I came from Chile in 1982. Then I met my husband. We got married 2 years later in 84. And we had 3 sons, and Steven is the youngest of 3. Steven went missing when he was 25. He did all kinds of sports. Played basketball, Little League. They used to go surfing. They did everything. And Steven was pretty happy kid, you know. And since anything that somebody needed, he was there to help also.
He was a family guy, looking to establish himself with a family, with his girlfriend and probably soon to be, back then, wife. And at the same time, you see him, with his kids. After work, all he wanted is to go home and stay with her, daughter.
He loved that little girl.
It was such a big connection, especially to him having a girl. It might have been wow. Now it's not only boys in this house besides my mom. I have a girl. It changed. The scenario for him. Really sad. It's been 7 years, but at the same time, looking back, and I say, why did this happen? Especially the surrounding, based on the information that we have. I wish it was something different.
Right. And the day he disappeared, he was fishing with my son. They were all day fishing, and my son and Steven were very close.
Mm-hmm.
So they spend a lot of time in the water. My son owned a boat, and they used to go fishing all the time. At that time, they were not on my son's boat, but they were somebody else's boat. So they came back, and my son said I had to go because I had to go to my girlfriend's dinner at her parents for dinner. So after fishing, he went home, and I know they were fishing all day. I think it was a commercial boat.
What happened is that Wednesday, if I'm not wrong, that was a Wednesday. He went to work, and he was working at night, and
Steven was a car dealer, correct?
a car dealer. So
Professional
I
car dealer.
prepared his lunch for him, and I told him I love him. And he went to work, and in the morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning, when they're supposed to get together with Sam. And after the fishing and all that, and the next day, he didn't come home. The next day, I think Michael texted me, said, Mom, we need to find out Steven. We can't find Steven. So you have to call the police and make a report. That was really, making that phone call, it was the toughest thing I have ever done.
So we have Steven, who worked all night. He was working really hard. He's a professional car dealer. He got off of work. He came back, maybe rested a little bit.
No, he went directly to, it was Sammy's house or their friend's house.
So he worked all night, came right back home, went fishing right away, all day long, say 12, 13 hours worth of fishing. And then the information that we have, and correct me if I'm wrong, after that, they decided to, hey, we've had a good time, we went fishing, let's go watch a game, or let's go hang out for a little bit. And they did that, and they ended up at Lucky's Tavern that evening, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I think Sammy told me that he took a nap in the boat.
Okay. So he did take a nap. Okay.
Yeah, when
That's
they were coming back, he fell asleep.
They got together, I guess, after he cleaned up and all that. He probably cleaned up over the girlfriend, and they went to meet some girls, I think, in a condo close by the tavern. And they ended up taking a cab to the tavern, which my other son was there. And he later on, it was quite late, maybe 11, 12, around 11 maybe. And my other son, Mike, he said, okay, I have to go because I have to work. You make sure you go home, okay? And then they went back to, I guess they have a little too much to drink that day. And the problem is when he drink, even if he drink a little bit without eating, he get wasted. Okay. And they went back to the place to pick up the car. And it was, Steven was very upset. Something happened that Steven was really upset when he got into the vehicle. And unfortunately, this guy is supposed to be his bro, you know how he call it. And he's supposed to be his best friend or whatever. But he gave the keys to him, allowed him to drive in that condition. To me, it's the worst thing you can do if he's your friend.
right.
You know, if you call it your cousin, even more reason you do not do that. And he ended up leaving upset. And the reason why, I don't know. So I'm trying to, to talk to this guy and, find out what's going on and all that, but we're getting no answer. When I made the police report, the police officer called him because he was one of the last ones seeing it. And even the police officers told me, I don't know, but that story doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit. So let me call him again. And the same thing. She didn't feel right about it. And that's the end. I have talked to Novak, Detective Novak, about this scenario, and they said they have talked to him, but they don't see anything.
So
Went
Steven's
dead.
phone was
Went
dead. Went
later
dead.
on, yeah.
Okay, so that would explain why there's not, any accurate cell phone information. So they left Lucky's. They went to the condos. They were supposed to meet across the street at Walgreens, never did. And then short time later, Steven is spotted on CCTV at a gas station in Pompano Beach, 25 minutes to the north.
That is correct.
Yeah, and on that CCTV, he's seen looking for some items like anybody would at that night.
The altercation outside, the video shows that he was leaning on this other guy's vehicle talking on the passenger side. I don't know, maybe his phone failed or something happened, because the video is only motion. So something happened that the vehicle went around, the pump, it went around to go out. And while they were doing the turn to go that way, to go out of the gas station, Steven threw that can to the car. What happened, we don't know. So that vehicle went out, went against the traffic, came back around, and they waited there at the entrance. And as soon as Steven got in the car and left, they just zoom out after him.
Right behind him, almost like they were chasing him.
Right.
There's always a lot of possibilities, but you guys have had a lot of time to think of this, more time than we have, 7, almost 8 years now. And so what do you guys feel as though happened that night?
I think he was followed by them and he was murdered.
In looking at Steven's case, we never take on cases we think are absolute foul play. Our founder and his wife and my wife, they don't want us being involved with foul play cases, because if they've done something to somebody, they could probably do something to us as well. In this, is there possibilities of foul play? Absolutely. But is it for sure? I don't necessarily know that. Mm-hmm. I think that what happened on CCTV at the gas station is very disturbing, just because Steven's never been found, and that's the last anyone has ever seen of him. And in that scenario where the last sight of you is you being chased, that's a huge red flag. What we do know is he did have a couple drinks, and maybe not all of the sleep that you should have, considering the amount of time he's been awake. Was there a lot of accelerating going on after he left there? I'm sure. Being semi-intoxicated, was it an accident that was incited? I think so. I think that's what I'm believing happened, that although anything is possible. I think it's more probable to believe that he probably was doing a lot of accelerating to probably try to get away from them. And somewhere, where that may be, that's for us to try to find out. But I think what happened was somewhere he ended up losing control of the car and possibly ended up underwater. Just an accident. Let's just say they didn't do anything. Let's just say that they chased after him and just saw Steven crash and never said anything. That's a possibility too. But we have multiple people in that vehicle, and odds are, somebody watching this is going to know somebody, is going to know about somebody telling a story of that night, or maybe even one of the people that were in that vehicle. And, you know, if that's the case, you know, you need to come forward, you need to say something. You know, there's a community, there's a family, and a police department that needs answers. We have our own map that we put together with areas of interest, and I think that's really where I want to talk to you about what you've done. What you have done seems more credible than anything else I've heard about on this case. Bring us into like your involvement with this case. When did you become, you mentioned pretty much right away already, when did you come into this?
Yeah, my niece had called me and said that I know this kid, Steven. I hang out with his friends. They're all talking about him being missing and he hasn't came home. It was like the second day, I think, that he went missing. So she got me Astrid's phone number, and I called Astrid and said, you know, I told her what we're all about and that I'd come out and help her look. And so we've been with them since the beginning with the searches and sonar, and Sergeant Novak was very open with me from the beginning. Shared the police reports, the video, everything that we could do. For the first couple years, I was working closely with him on the case. Since, as you said, you know, they get more cases and things, you know, fall by the wayside, and we haven't heard from him in a while, but I haven't stopped looking. So every chance I get, I look for Steven. I have other cases that people are missing in the same area, so I'm looking in same places for 2-3 different missing people, because we have a couple different people missing, Pompano area and stuff like that. So I have located several cars looking for him. So I'm confident that where I looked, I would have found him, because I found other vehicles in that area. So I'm thinking that, you know, I was looking in the perimeter of the box where he went missing, and I'm trying to go outside the box now and keep looking for him. But I'll be here till we find him. And I even told her she might be moving away. I said, don't worry about it, I'm still gonna look for him.
And so, yeah, let's rewind a little bit. So at the time that Steven went missing, Steven was basically a new father. Yes. And
we celebrated Scarlett's birthday on July 6, 2015. That was her first birthday, and he went missing at the end of July. And now she's going to be 8.
She's almost 8 years old now.
She's almost 8 years old.
Wow. She's very beautiful. So let's get our computer with our map and what we've compiled, and we'll let you look at that, let you guys look at what we've compiled on our search software, and then you can say, Doug, this is wrong. If we can add stuff to it, let's add to it, and that's basically going to serve us as our key guide to our search over the next couple days. So this is the general area he was last seen, with the gas station being right here. And he made this right, and that's pretty much all we know, is he made this right. What happened here? If we take into consideration he was in an accident that was incited, did he realize they were following him when he pulled out? We don't really know yet. Did he realize it somewhere in here? Possibly, because they were, you know, maybe they made contact with him in some way or another. Did he just speed off and they sped off in their own directions? We don't know. But I'm assuming there's some accelerating going on there. And in the grand scheme of things, that incident that happened at that gas station, it happens probably every night at gas stations all over the place. Just some type of weird late night, you know, going on. I think there's some accelerating going on. Did he get on the highway, north or south? I think if he did get on the highway, he would have came south back towards home. I don't think that late at night, if him getting on the highway, he's going to be trying to get any further away from home. If anything, I think he's going to be probably trying to race to get back closer to home. So this blue line would represent his course of travel had he gone onto the highway and so forth. This red line is just a line of travel that we deem you got to think is most probable, because we know he made the right. We know he made the right. So let's just base that on that. And Allison, you said you found 3 cars here. There's 3 in here that you know of. We have to theorize everything we can to be more accurate in our search. So let's just say this is foul play. The gentleman that we saw on camera allegedly had something to do with it, and he was from that neighborhood. He was from somewhere in this vicinity. Okay, well, you know about this. Is this deep enough? Were they from this neighborhood? You know what I mean? Is this little strip of water right here? Because this is not an accident location. This is a car dumping scenario here in this neighborhood. You have to know that this little thing is here. This is a big area of interest to me. I can see there's a railing around it, but we've solved cases that people have gone through railings and walls and they were just replaced. Never questioned why they were broken down.
My husband used to work for Department of Transportation.
Yeah. Unfortunately, when somebody sees something damaged, they notify, somebody does a maintenance order,
and replace it,
and they go out and replace it. The workers that are replacing it they don't question it because they maybe think that somebody's already dealt with it, and they know why. So they're just there to repair it, not necessarily put together who was in a fender bender or who went completely through. You know, so when they're getting that order, unfortunately, they just don't ever question it. Continuing, you know, the gas station is up here to the right. I know there's a boat ramp right here. Oh, before you get to Sailboat Lake and Crystal Lake. Let's just say that they were racing down. He pulled in here real quick and came around the corner. There's a boat ramp right there. If you don't see that, and if it's late, this is a possible accident location. Any of these along this, you know, over here where Allison found these 3 cars, and over here, these are both all accident locations. The one in the neighborhood that we were just looking at, that's no accident location. That would be just, you know, us having to check those areas because, you know, we wouldn't be doing a thorough job if we didn't go down there and check that. So this would be first place of interest, second, third, fourth, and we're still missing some points of interest on our map. All these question marks you see are waterways that we, being outsiders, have identified as places that we think could be of interest.
So did you pull up Cooley's Landings over by where he was with the girls that night? Is that anything that you had put in there to search?
So we have down here in this area, our interests, our points of interest. We have your house where he stayed. And then I believe over here is Lucky's, where he was that night.
So that's off Broward Boulevard there. So there is, I found someone else there where they just drove right into the boat ramp there.
Back here?
Yeah, there's a place where people hang out and they go to, it's called Cooley's Landings.
Down here. And then
yeah. After all the episode at the gas station made it back there, that could be a place to look at.
Oh no, I definitely, you're absolutely right. His last known location is a transit location. It's a location in between coming to and from, not a girlfriend's house or home. So basing a 5-mile radius off of that gas station, I can see if we are unsuccessful up there near that road in those lakes, that we'll end up back down there by Lucky's. We come back down here, and let's just say he made a right. The other little thing in here off of Crystal Lake.
Okay, that has a car in it.
This one here?
Okay, yeah, so that's the one I found on Google Earth. They pulled the car.
Okay.
There's 2 cars in that one and 1 car in there, in the other part of it.
So on this side, on the right side he would have been traveling on, there's 3 cars.
One there they pulled,
right here in this little one.
Yeah, they pulled that. Then there's 2 more on the other side, and I don't know if they pulled those or not. One of them is a white Volkswagen. The other one, I don't know if they pulled it. They told me that they were going to pull it, but...
Okay. All right.
So if you're going to check that, you might find 2 cars in that one, but I know for sure they pulled the other one. That I found.
So, all right, okay. What about license plate readers? Was there any license plate reader systems that were checked?
Okay, this is the other problem. I asked them if they could check the cameras on the street going all the way down Sample Road, and it was a jurisdiction thing between Fort Lauderdale Police and BSO, and they didn't want to do it.
You know, we work with law enforcement all over the nation, and overwhelmingly, all of them are just amazing to work with, and the work they put in on cases is amazing, and it's just very unfortunate because those type of things are key. Those type of things are some of the most critical points of what it is we do, what it is they do, and man, it sucks that some of these departments are just so watered down and resources are so slim, and I don't even have words for that. Because there's a toll, there's a toll plaza here. There's lights. There's like, honestly, you can't get out of that gas station and leave anywhere unless it's right around the corner without being caught on camera, without being caught on a license plate reader system, and. I mean, that's just...
His Sun Pass wasn't used, right? They had no hits on the Sun Pass.
I kept checking, never.
Never used. So he had to go 95. He's not. The Turnpike would have.
Okay, so he did have the pass in his window.
Yeah,
so if his car would have gotten on, that would have been charged.
It would have been charged.
Okay, all right. So at least we have that. So we know that he did not come down here. His vehicle did not come down here and get onto the toll road. That's very, very helpful. It's extremely helpful. So that rules out those 3 locations right there, for sure. 95 South, if you're coming down 95 South, and once you cross over the overpass, over McNabb Road, over here by the McNabb Executive Center, you have this canal that runs under Andrews Avenue and 95 and a bunch of other locations.
So for that, he'd have to go off 95 and over the railing.
Yeah, you'd have to lose control somehow, get through here, or in an accident and somersault over into this for that to be a scenario. So our main focus today is going to be up near Sample Road. It's going to take us quite some time to clear those up there. So that's where we're going to start today. We'll start up here, Sailboat Lake, which everybody here calls Crystal Lake. We'll start at the one before there, Crystal Lake. We'll work our way over. We know we don't have to search those 3 because of the vehicle never entered the toll plaza. So these 3 right here that we marked, we know we don't have to search that. And then these over here along the highway, which, you know, it could be something as simple as putting a magnet in and seeing they're only 2 feet deep. But those are the things that we'll do, and we're gonna get out there and we'll get right to it. We find Steven today. I'm very, very, very optimistic that we will. We have a lot of good information going on right now. I have a detective at the moment who's actually running the license plate from Steven, being as though we know now that his license plate was never ran on readers, allegedly, but based on the information that we received from the family and the things that happened during the investigation and the things that didn't happen during the investigation, I feel really good about having that license plate ran and seeing if that's going to take us into a different area. The Jan Shoop case, you know, we were in an area, we were in town, however, we figured out through local help, through Polk County Sheriff's Office, that we should have been in a completely different area. We were in the wrong area. And that led us to solving Jan's case. All right, so we're crossing under 95 after we make the right out of the gas station. And we're basing this on, he continued to go straight. He did not get on the 95 and go back south. Could he have done that? It's probable that he did, but we can't take that journey and work those theories until we work out these locations up here first. We got to stay efficient. We don't need to backtrack, process of elimination. And right now we are working the theory that he went straight down Sample Road, and we have these locations right up here on the right that are definitely prime accident locations. Did he whip around this right here where these flowers are? Whip in here, come down here, there's a guardrail and a boat ramp. Looks really shallow. So we're just feet away from the dock in what appeared to be shallow over there. 12 feet deep right here. And this is Florida. A lot of these waterways have very soft bottom. So a car is gonna sink easy 2 feet. A lot of growth. A lot of growth coming into the boat ramp. That growth is 7 feet tall. This is Hummingbird. We got a lot of stuff here. If you don't know what you're looking at, it could be potential targets that could confuse you. But really clean bottom. These are just growth bunches. It's the way the underwater foliage looks. 14 feet deep over here. Confident that there's nothing in here. We'll go over to Sailboat Lake, AKA Crystal Lake. So we're leaving this, we're going down to Sailboat Lake right up here on the right to our second location, which the locals known as Crystal Lake. And so there's actually one across the road and two on the same side of the road here that we are going to be checking all within still yet a mile of his last known location. One of the locations we're going to, it's confirmed there's cars in there. So are one of these cars that are known about belong to Steven? It's possible. Big, big probability. Now that we're here, a car is going to be able to make it through that brush right there and in with hardly zero difficulty whatsoever. Right in. Watch out. Careful, Carson. So we're right here down from the gas station where he was last seen on CCTV. We made the right. We've checked the first location where the boat ramp was, and now we are right here in Sailboat Lake, AKA Crystal Lake, checking it as we are still less than a mile away from his last known location. Prime target area. And on this mapping here, when we set up this search, we were skeptical of the area and how easy it would be for a vehicle to make it in here. However, being here is 100% confirming it's easy for a vehicle to be here. Sample Road comes right by here, and look at this opening. You can tell it's some new construction, but it goes to show you like how close the road is in relevance to the waterway here and how easy it is to get a vehicle in here. And I believe we might have a vehicle to the left. 20 feet deep. Check this boat ramp and then we'll go back to check and see if that's a vehicle or not. Boat ramp right here in the back of this trailer park. I believe I have another vehicle. Two vehicles now. That's a car. All day long, that's a car. 21 feet deep, right there. There it is. Oh, is that two? I believe there's two cars right there. So we possibly have three cars or two cars in a boat right here. That car is older than this case. That other car though, I don't know. The roof's been all rusted through. Real old car, a Ford Fusion. Being underwater 6 years will never come close to being as rotted as this. It's not made with the same type of material and so forth. So it's 100% we can rule this out. I'm gonna set a waypoint though, anyways, because we don't know what this car is connected to. One to the right, right here. One right there. Coming along, we got a 20-foot wall right here. Whoa, we got another car. We got 4 cars. Here, let me see this. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a car. 100% car. You can see the windows. Wow. But these are really old. I mean, these are looking really old. They're not the body types we're looking for, other than the first one we found upside down. Like that one is a 100% possibility. Up. What do we got there? What do we got there? That's a car. That is a car. All right, coming back over it right now. Live scope. Upside down. Right off that pole. Out. All right, so we know we got that one upside down. I can't rule it out. Gotta mark it. Gotta dive on it. Got it. Dropped it right on top of it. The trusty magnet never lies. Magnet never lies. Car's upside down, which makes it a lot easier to make a connection. So I have 5 cars, 3 of which I know are not the car we're looking for. Just because of the style and the shape, it's really easy for me to rule them out. 2 of them are upside down, so those I can't rule out. And they're not big body 80 style cars like some of the others. So I'm gonna need another buoy and magnet. I already have one marked that's upside down. The 2 that are upside down are the ones that I don't know, you know what I mean? So those I'll have to dive on for sure. So I already have a magnet and a line on one. I'm gonna take another line out and mark the other one that's upside down. And then I'll come back, I'll get suited up real quick, dive on them, and keep it moving. 25 feet. Got it. Got it. Now what we're gonna do is, we have this marked. We're going to run a 360 scan. You guys haven't seen much of any, if at all, any of the 360 scanning. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna give us a scan similar to what a Navy would run to see what's around this object. All right, so we got the one car right here. We have the first car right here. What this is gonna do is give us a good idea of what else is around this marker, if there's anything else out here. So we got the buoy right here, and we're running the 360 scan. We see our one car. We've moved a little bit, so it's still right there. Nothing else is popping up. All right, so we know this area is clear. There's no other cars around this. It's our 2 upside down cars that are marked now. I can't show what I'm doing right now, but I just got confirmation from an agent with an outside agency on license plate reader systems. His vehicle was captured several times on license plate readers here locally only, the last of which was on July 23rd, 2015, 6 days prior to his disappearance. Now we know we can count 2 days. Didn't really matter because he was at work, he was gone, he was fishing for another entire day. So we have 4-5 days unaccounted for his license plate in the area. The last one, his license plate was read right near the toll road in 818. The one before that was gonna be right off of Route 1, Gulfstream Park Racing. I believe that's right there at the casino, Tidal Cove Water Park. Another one right there again off of Florida Turnpike Toll Road in 818 behind Broward College. So these coincide with the area he was always in. Another one up here in Seminole, Florida, up there near Lauderdale Isles, in the Sunset neighborhood, Broadview Park, and that was back in June. So not that that pertains to anything that we're doing right now. I mean, these are 100% sightings. I mean, I can show you a picture. I can't show you any of the other information on this, but that's the picture there. Where, I mean, all of these are legit sightings, you know, 100% confirmed sightings. That's the make, that's the model, that's the color, that's the vehicle, that's the license plate. You know, and these license plate reader systems are flawless when it comes to actually being able to look at the reading and looking at the picture to identify the vehicle it read off of. Like these rock solid stuff here. If we are unable to find Steven in this scenario with these 2 cars that are upside down, these locations he frequented could possibly come into play with where we decide to search next.
To bring you more into the story, we were looking for a 2013 white Ford Fusion. Missing a rim on the front driver's side. Florida state license plate WJ70L. The vehicle is white in color.
not going to be the vehicle we're looking for. With about, I don't know, 7 feet of visibility. Beautiful visibility.
Well, it wasn't his that took the bullet.
That wasn't it. I can tell you right now that I thought that was it.
Can you hear me? Do you have ears on me?
usually when they push a car in, it goes in slowly, it tilts over sideways, and it goes upside down. When a car drives in with the force that it goes in straight, it sinks straight. So usually the ones that get dumped are the ones that are upside down.
That's good. It's good knowledge. Good knowledge. Diesel, old diesel. Is it DL? Old diesel. Early 80s, possibly late 70s.
What color?
White.
White?
Another white one.
Another white.
Another white one. Not our cars. 5 cars, none of them are our car. Sun's going down. We still got daylight left. We're moving on to the next area. Looks pretty deep right there. Yep, it is 11 feet already. 11 feet. Oh, just there to our left. Just to our left. See it? Right there. That's a big car. Big car. Possibly. I wasn't going the right speed. This makes the 7th car we found. You're doing a good job, Carson.
That looks like a truck.
It does look like a truck. That's a good eye, Carson.
That's crazy.
It does. Oh, there's a truck. That's a truck. Yep. That is a truck. You know what that means?
It's not our car.
It's not our car. What are we gonna do that we found the truck though?
We're gonna set up ping for our truck. So
That's
we
right.
know where it is.
That's right. There it is. Live scope. That is an extended cab Chevy. Don't ask me how I know, I just know. Yep. All right, there it is. I'm gonna set a waypoint, mark, waypoint, red, good to go. Trees, lots of trees. Really, really good imaging coming up on this Hummingbird system. You guys really don't get to see it like this that often because we're not out here a lot at night. A lot of trees. Really good, really easy to see this here. Oh, we got another car. We got another car right here. We got one car right there. Yep. Yep. It's not our car though. This is a big body car. Big body car. Right there, right there. There you go. There you go. That's one. That's one. Right off to the right. There's 2 right there. There's 2.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, there's 2.
There's 2 together.
2 on top of each other.
Yep. We think we got 2 cars bunched up right here. So we're gonna utilize the tools we have and we're gonna see exactly what we have here. All right, there we go. There's one. That's one out there. That's 2. There's 2 cars. There's 3. There's 3 cars right there. See that? 1, 2, 3. So now we know we have 3 cars instead of just scanning one, thinking we have 4. We have 4 cars. You see that? Wow. Whoa. And that's the power of utilizing all of the scans that we have to use. The sad thing is, this is a dump spot. This is a dump spot of cars. Somebody knows they can dump cars here. These are all stolen. Stuff like this wastes valuable time for us. Those. Okay. So keep going. No. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. All right. I got good scans right there. I can easily tell 3 of those cars are not our cars, just because of how old they are and rusted through. I got to set waypoints though, because these are still dive operations that we need to come back for, and/or Guardians for the Missing can organize a dive operation here with these cars. If not, we'll be back. It's just we're on a mission to find a specific car right now. Whew. So glad we're getting good readings on this, because those are cars that right now we don't have to dive on. older cars are a lot easier to steal. The ignitions are easy to manipulate, and you don't require a chip key. You know, you just steal them really easily. There we go, there we go. Right there, let me spin around this. 25 feet right there, I can't believe it. This thing drops off quick. Keep flashing it. Oh yeah, really, really old, and it's big body. So that one's not our car either. All these are really old cars. They're not our cars, which is, I was getting angry that I was gonna have to dive on this little dumping ground of old cars. Gonna have to conclude our first day of search. It's getting night. There's so many people walking around here. You know, it's not safe. We don't need mom out here any longer than she already has been. We need to get her back home. We need to get you boys some food, get some things fixed and repaired, and prepare for tomorrow. We got to go back to the map, and we'll continue with some of the locations we already had marked off, but then prepare the rest of our day to move on to some other areas, probably back down into the Fort Lauderdale area. Back to the drawing board. No matter what, we have to trust the Lord and
Took the words out of her mouth.
Yes.
He knows where she's at.
Right.
And it is well with my soul.
In God's time.
You know, because I know where she's at. And the dream that I had, and the confirmation, I guess, from the Lord to me, that he's with him. Because I had a dream that I went into a very dark, thick darkness room. And I just kept looking at the darkness because I never experienced that darkness in my life before. And I started to hear, Mom, Mommy, you know. And I know it was coming from one area, but I didn't want to look at that area. So I kept looking all around. But then I saw a light coming from, I don't know where it came from, right into a spot in the middle of all these. And when I turned into the light, I saw Steven there. He was smiling. He was happy. And he told me, Mom, I'm okay. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. I'm fine. But look who's here with me. Then I look at him on his right shoulder and I see Jesus. He was hugging him and Jesus was smiling and he was loving Steven and he was like, that's what I do.
we just have to, like I said, we just got to trust in the Lord. We get put through things that we can't make sense of right now, and no matter what happens with what we're doing, no matter what has happened before, no matter what has happened after this, you just have to have the faith and the trust that things happen when they're supposed to happen. Well, let's get you home and get some rest. We'll get everything packed up, and we'll be right back at it in the morning.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, we haven't done anything yet. We're not going to stop.